Today, we dive into the evolving geopolitical chessboard, the Iran-Israel conflict, and why, behind the chaos, there's a method, a Trumpian method. Let's break this down. To understand the current conflict, we must start with Donald Trump, the frontrunner for 2024. But here's the key. Trump isn't a wartime president. He's a deal maker, not a warmonger. His focus? Economic leverage, lower interest rates, and an America-first industrial revival. But there's a problem. The Iran-Israel flare-up threatens oil prices, a full-blown escalation, and oil goes past $100 per barrel. That spikes inflation. If inflation spikes, Powell won't cut rates, and Trump's dream of a low-rate, high-growth U.S. economy evaporates. So while Trump allowed Netanyahu to degrade Iran's nuclear capacity, he does not want this to turn into a regional inferno. The logic is simple. Attack just enough to send a message. But don't light the whole house on fire, because here's what's at stake. $7 trillion in debt rollover. And yet, investors are not fleeing into U.S. treasuries. They're buying gold, not the dollar. That alone tells you this conflict isn't just military, it's macroeconomic. America has few friends left in the trade game. China, Japan, India. They're not buying into U.S. trade terms. That leaves the U.S. in a delicate balancing act. Keep Iran boxed in, but not broken. Why? Because a functional but non-nuclear Iran is useful. It keeps the Middle East divided, especially when Saudi Arabia started cozying up to China, discussing oil and yuan. A stable Iran without nukes helps keep that petrodollar threat at bay. So what about Israel? Netanyahu did what he was allowed to do, hit Iran's facilities hard, but without the U.S. military fully backing him, the message was clear. Israel on its own is not that lethal. That wasn't just a message to Tehran. It was a reminder to Tel Aviv, too. Now, Trump wants his ceasefire moment. He wants to walk into 2025 saying, I stopped a regional war, kept inflation down, and defended U.S. interests without firing a shot. He didn't get that moment in Ukraine. Both Russia and Ukraine denied him that glory. And he won't get it from Operation Sindor either. This Iran-Israel truce is now his bargaining chip. Meanwhile, Putin and Xi are standing by Tehran. It's not just about solidarity, it's about strategy. They know a U.S. tangled in the Middle East can't pivot to Asia. And Trump knows unilateralism no longer works. This isn't the 80s or 90s. That's why Trump is reviewing AUKUS, distancing from Quad, and pulling America back behind its natural barriers, the Atlantic and Pacific. Let me reindustrialize and reshore first, he says. Only a strong, manufacturing-powered U.S. can defend the dollar when the storm truly arrives, a decade or two from now. Whether he succeeds in that mission, the jury is still out. But one thing is clear. The Iran-Israel conflict isn't just a war story, it's an economic battle, a strategic message, and a political chess move. In this game, Trump isn't playing checkers, he's playing poker. The stakes, inflation, oil, elections, and the future of the U.S. dollar. This isn't just about missiles and militias, it's about money, markets, and muscle. Stay tuned, stay sharp, until next time.